Hello, and welcome to the Alluring Audio 25 subscribers special. Here I have my friend Josh, who also does ASMR, but over Snapchat. Josh, why don't you tell them what we'll be doing today?
Well, today, Michael, we're going to be cooking a Denny's breakfast, available at Denny's.
That sounds like a grand slam to me. So, here we are in the kitchen, ready to cook our breakfast. But Josh, do you know what you do before you eat at Denny's?
Michael, what do you do?
You have a warm cup of coffee. So Josh, while we're waiting on our coffee, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do with ASMR?
Howdy, folks. My name's Josh, and I've been doing ASMR for about 2 months now. I generally do some ASMR about what I'm feeling and maybe some ancient Chinese history. Although I'm just starting out, I have big aspirations, and one day I hope to become the ASMR king of northern Cincinnati. Oh, looks like our coffee's done.
Now it's time for my coffee. Well, now that we have our coffee, I'd say it's time we get some food rolling. Josh, do you know what comes with your average Denny's Grand Slam breakfast?
Michael, you'll have to educate me.
Every Denny's Grand Slam breakfast comes with pancakes or waffles, your choice. 2 strips of bacon or 2 sausages, also your choice. 2 eggs done to, your choice. And then 2 slices of toast or an English muffin, once again, your choice, as well as your choice of hash browns. It's quite amazing. There are infinite different possible Grand Slam breakfasts out there. My personal favorite is a short stack with scrambled eggs, white toast, their honey habanero sausage, both sweet and spicy, and hash browns. What about you, Josh?
Now, me personally, I also like a short stack, but I prefer my eggs sunny side up. A English muffin, and I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat, but I'd order 2 pieces of bacon so that you could have both sausages and bacon, Michael. And to finish it off, I think I'd really like some maple syrup.
Alright, well, what should we cook first, Josh?
I think we should start off with some eggs.
Let's start off with some eggs. I've never made sunny side up eggs before. Could you show me how?
Of course.
Let's reach in the fridge and get our eggs.
Let's get some sound of the fridge opening and closing. Now that's a nice sound.
Josh will now demonstrate to us how to make sunny side up eggs.
I'm going to take these 2 perfect eggs, and we're going to take a pan.
We also have salt and pepper, so you can season the eggs to your liking.
Now, me personally, Michael, I like a peppery egg. I think it adds a bit of flavor. So,
I quite agree.
now, as you can see, our pan has begun to smoke, but that's okay. I've lowered the heat a little bit, and right now I'm just going to be pouring some pepper into these eggs. That was 10 pumps of pepper. Now, when you're cooking your sunny side up egg, the key is patience.
While we're waiting on Josh's eggs, I think I'll get mine ready. I'm gonna go with my usual scrambled eggs. So first we'll take our 2 eggs and just crack them into a bowl. And then we'll add a couple tablespoons of milk. And now what we'll do is we'll take our fork and we're just gonna fold the egg over it like this. And now we'll be ready to cook ours when Josh is finished.
I'm scraping up the sides of my eggs so that the whites don't become too thin and burn on the bottom. The key to a good sunny side up egg is to have a very lightly burned but not entirely roasted bottom of your egg. Right now I think we're doing a pretty good job. The key here, Michael, is to not break the yolks. Now, although it may seem easy to keep the yolk centered, it is an extremely fragile object, and if it breaks, you will have ruined your entire egg.
Oh, I don't want to ruin my eggs. I want to enjoy my eggs, Josh.
Surely, we must all enjoy our eggs. I think these eggs are just about done.
Those are some yummy looking eggs.
My God, I've spoiled it.
Oh no. Aw, man, you broke the yolk.
I've destroyed my eggs.
I'm sure they still taste great, Josh.
This has been an incredibly disappointing experience. I have broken my eggs. However, even with my eggs broken, there are still several components of my Denny's Grand Slam breakfast yet to complete. Michael, I wish you luck on your half of the eggs. Now, while my eggs might have been broken a bit, as I will show you, Michael's eggs are just beginning. I think you can see quite clearly that I have butchered these poor baby chickens. However, if not for the mistakes in life, how could we move on? We're going to get a great soundbite here of Michael whisking some of his scrambled eggs.
The key to good scrambled eggs is to mix it as much as possible. Now we're just gonna pour it into our pan here. Then we'll grab our spatula and just start stirring because these cook quick.
I wish Michael luck with his scrambled eggs. In the meantime, I'll be getting out some of our other ingredients. Mainly, the toast and English muffin that we will be preparing. While Michael finishes preparing his eggs, I will read off the back of my Thomas English muffin. The nutrition facts of this English muffin are: calories, 150 per serving. Total fat, 1 gram per serving, or 1% of your daily value. It has 0 grams of saturated, trans, polysaturated, and monosaturated fat, and 0 milligrams of cholesterol. It has 240 milligrams of sodium, making up 10% of your daily intake, and 28 total carbohydrates, taking up 10% of your daily intake. Dietary fibers, it has 1 gram of, making 4% of your daily intake, and total sugars is less than 1 gram. It has 5 grams of protein, 1.6 milligrams of iron, 40 milligrams of potassium, 90 milligrams of calcium, and 0 milligrams of vitamin D. Oh, it looks like Michael's eggs are done.
I've finished my eggs. Another trick to good scrambled eggs is when it looks like they're about ready, you want to leave them on a pan for just a little bit more so that they don't get watery and gross. What would you like with your Grand Slam? Would you like toast or an English muffin?
Michael, I believe I'm going to take an English muffin.
It's an excellent choice. I'm a toast guy myself. Why don't you demonstrate the proper English muffin procedure?
Now let's listen to the bag uncrinkling.
If that's not soothing, I don't know what is.
It looks like I've gotten the last English muffin. This is quite a treat. Now, to thoroughly cook your English muffin, you want to separate it around the midline. I'll do so with this butter knife. Now that's an English muffin that I can get behind. The next step of cooking our English muffin is going to be putting it in the toaster.
It looks like your English muffin is done. Let's get it plated up and buttered.
Absolutely.
One, two, three. Oh, you saved it in time.
Thank goodness that bacteria can't touch anything before 5 seconds. So, the camera shut down after approximately 20 minutes or so. So I do not know how much you missed, but as you can see, our eggs and toast are ready. And we are cooking our hash browns and reheating the waffles as we speak. We've brewed ourselves a second pot of coffee and discussed the nuances of pepper versus milk and how their two distinct flavors can bring the coffee back to its natural balance. Michael, it looks as if your cup is done.
Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that.
I will too. Does it look like our waffles are done?
Our waffles are sufficiently warm now.
You can see the bit of steam that piles off them. So Michael, what do you think you're going to add as far as condiments to your breakfast?
I'm definitely going to be adding some syrup and maybe some hot sauce to my eggs. I'm undecided as to whether I'll add hot sauce or ketchup. It appears that our timer has gone off.
Save me. More like save the hash browns.
While I get the hash browns flipped, why don't you discuss your condiments of choice with the audience?
Now, I'm of the mindset that when at Denny's, one should always attempt to achieve what is known as the perfect egg bite, cultivated in a Adult Swim show called Joe Pera Talks With You. Now, the perfect egg bite consists of slightly different ingredients we have here, but I believe that the basics of what make the perfect egg bite perfect are really still intact. We need our bread, or waffle, as it may be, thick enough to support the eggs and hash browns we will be putting on top of it. After our waffle, we're going to put some hash browns on top of it and add some jelly. Preferably we have grape, but in a pinch, strawberry will do. Now, in the perfect egg bite, there is a bit of a discrepancy as to whether ketchup should be added to the hash browns. I am personally of the mind that jelly and ketchup should not touch the same plate together, and so I will be electing not to add it, but at the end of the day, it is truly what makes a perfect egg bite a perfect egg bite. After we add our jelly, we're going to add our eggs. And as my yolks have still burst, I will be unable to fully complete the challenge of the perfect egg bite, which entails that one consumes the entire yolk of an egg without breaking it until it is inside one's mouth. However, I will be doing my best to consume as much yolk as possible, and therefore take what is known as the perfect egg bite.
That sounds like quite the undertaking, Josh. Next time, why don't we just go to Denny's so we don't need to cook the food, and then you can attempt the perfect egg bite.
Now, Michael, that sounds like quite the plan.
And in some good news, I mentioned in an earlier video, Denny's was seeking to open up a second location, and that they have. There are now 2 Denny's open in Salt Lake, and there may be plans for a third one if this second one does successfully. What are your thoughts on that, Josh?
I personally think it's some of the best news I've received all year. I am a tremendous fan of Denny's and all the selected foods and drinks that they serve, as well as their spacious business room in which you can host parties, business meetings, and other group events. I'll get the soundbite of you laying down the last strip of bacon. It seems as though our hash browns are ready. Let's get a little soundbite of that crackle.
Yummy, yummy.
Now those look like some scrumptious hash browns.
Yes, they do. We have chewy bits mixed in with crunchy bits, just the way everyone likes them.
And the way that they are always prepared at Denny's. Now, let's look at the feast we've prepared. First, we have my egg bite, consisting of 2 sunny side up eggs, hash browns, jam, and a waffle. Next, we have my English muffin, which consists of 2 English muffins and a bit of jam. Next, we have our waffles. This consists of 3 waffles split into half pieces. Over here, we see our hash browns. I've taken half for my perfect egg bite, leaving the rest of these half chewy, half crunchy hash browns to Michael. Over here, we have our deliciously prepared smoked bacon. This is coated in a slight coat of black pepper as to give it more flavor. Here, we have our 2 cups of coffee, which we will refill for a third and final time as we sit down to our Denny's Grand Slam breakfast. Next, we have Michael's toast, which he so ingeniously cut and prepared as to conserve the heat and butter energy that he would need for later on in the meal. And finally, we have Michael's scrambled eggs, a delicious concoction which he has prepared for this Denny's Grand Slam. This has been an experience. Now this is quite the feast we've prepared.
I'd say it's a home run, maybe even a grand slam.
Absolutely. Let's dig in.
Would you like to start with your egg bite?
Now, with an egg bite like this, you can't quite pick up the bread in a civilized manner. So I'm going to use this in almost a taco form.
Shame, you didn't quite get the whole yolk in your mouth, Josh.
I feel like a failure.
Thank you all so much for 25 subscribers, and thank you, Josh, for joining me here today. Is there any last words you'd like to say to our audience?
I'd love to say please subscribe, and hopefully I can be back again for more egg bite videos, or perhaps a trip to the real Denny's. I'd love for you all to have a good day or night, or really whenever you're watching this, and stay positive in your lives.
This has been another Alluring Audio original. Good night and bless you all.